What's up, guys? Happy New Year. It is Fasted Human here, and I am recording the first episode of the year. Very thankful and grateful for a new year, and looking forward to actually be able to continue doing this podcast and continue be able to bring you much more of my own personal journey and be able to bring you much more. It's been an awesome year. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. One of the things that I definitely learned from doing the podcast is sometimes you need to step back from doing the amount of work, especially when you're kind of sort of new, still doing podcasts and creating content and doing all these things. Trust me, more than anything, I like to be able to bring new stuff every single time, but it does not always happen. It doesn't have to be the case all the time where you're constantly creating, which is to me, it's one of the best things ever, and what makes a difference every single time to build yourself up to become your best on creating content. To me, one of the things that I realized was that first of all, and if I'm creating some content and I'm building some content and I'm trying to be fluent with every single piece of content that I'm creating for the podcast, I want it to be as definitely real and original as much as I can. Right now I'm driving. It's the first day and doing different things today, and so I wanted to kind of sort of like looking forward to this year. I am looking forward to continue my protocols of different types of fasting, enjoying food to the fullest on the feast part of it, understanding much more of the mindset on the mental health and the emotional health of the individuals that I constantly connecting with. And one of the things that I think that is very important to look into this year is consistency. And one of the things that we talked about last year was that what makes it so important to do what you need to do in a daily basis, right? And so one of the things that I definitely can tell you is consistency of creating something that is gonna be the best thing for you to grow, to process of growth and understanding of the mindset to live the fulfillment of life and be able to make sure that you are getting the most out of your energy, your vibration. And so how is it that you're become much more self-aware of the things that are necessary for you and to grow consistently? Because one of the things that I come to learn in the process of growth and understanding mindset is that you have to let go what it happened yesterday. You have to let go to be able to say, okay, you know what, I messed up and I need to start all over again, which is a good thing. One of the things that I can tell you is the best thing to do is start over again and do better this time. And one of the things that I happen to do is that normally I do once a month, I do 72 hours, and it's been very beneficial for me to do the 72 hours, but then realize a couple of months when I got sick with COVID, I wasn't necessarily jumping in right away into the wagon of doing 72 hours. So, but I still with the protocols and so on, so managing, better food intake, making sure I'm having exposure to the sun. I do the cold therapy, waking up in the morning, take a cold shower, and it's kind of sort of restarting a new thing every single time in order for me to be able to get the most out of my coming back again from being sick with COVID, right? And so I look back and I say, wow, what's a great experience that I went through, but I don't necessarily say, hey, I don't think I won't want anybody to get sick with this, So my thing about it is that it helps help me to be more self aware. So you need to maintain that immunity, that strong immunity, to help the body to fight back anything that comes along. We have so many things going on right now with this whole virus, right? And so having a strong immunity, it makes a huge difference. Having your magnesium, your zinc, your vitamin D, and extra all the things that you can be able to utilize on a daily basis can be so helpful in the long term, because I think that I was trying to figure things out in regards of if I should eat this and I should eat it. Yeah, we need to eat, but then giving the body a much more of a break, much more of, you don't need to, constantly be, eating. Trust me, I waited last night. I waited until probably 6 or 7 o'clock yesterday, and probably my last meal with the drinks and everything else, I try to just basically just enjoy myself of just waiting for that meal to be prepared, because I like to prepare the steaks and the cooking and everything, and it's a good thing to do. I didn't realize how much of a deep connection you do while you're preparing your food, and knowing that you have all these tools and all these things that you can be able to do, but waiting to sit down and enjoy the meal and the feast with your family is so important. It's so key to be able to relax and just enjoy all these things of fulfillment and embrace something new, even though I will not necessarily recommend for anybody to be eating late. This is one of the things I talk about with a lot of my clients, and talk about not to eat super late, right? But if the occasion comes around where you have a get together and you have family coming over and stuff like that, you definitely don't want to be the party pooper of you seeing yourself now. Well, I'm not eating, And so I tell everybody, I say, listen, why don't you just wait until that you're gonna be able to sit down and enjoy the delicious meal, whatever it is that you have it for the day of celebration of a new year, and be able to relax, have a couple of glasses of wine, and so on and so forth, right? So that's one of the things that is necessary for us to be able to be consistent of the mind of trying to just calm down from the daily, because the daily is you're in that consistency of stress, so you're stressing out work, your kids, you name it. There's a lot of things that can stress your levels. You're not sleeping better, you're not sleeping good, or you're not getting the most out of it. And so I'm thankful that I got to connect with so many people that it brings out these things in a constant communication, and constantly sharing with on a podcast, and sharing on so many other platforms, right? So I'm so glad that I follow them, and to learn from them, and to be able to share with all the people, because I think that it's such a great tool to be able to listen to people that do research, people that do constantly finding out new stuff, and I can tell you how much of a difference has made for me to be able to kind of sort of share, because I think about the person that, hey, you feel sick, or you feel lethargic, you feel like you need help in trying to get back into shape, and so if I can be able to just get into the mindset of be able to, hey, listen, you don't need to have a sandwich at the beginning of your day. Yeah, I mean, can you move that sandwich somewhere later and just focus on hydrating? You need that H2O, making sure that, or maybe you have a green tea in the beginning of your day. Make sure you put some Himalayan sea salt in your water, so that way you can bring that, the minerals, and to engage that body to have what is necessary. What is necessary is that water, right? And so then what is necessary is that you don't need to stretch your body more from the inside out. We're stressing the body from the inside out, but then we need to put the right stuff into the body, you know? So now I see why a lot of people, you know, live in this kind of sort of level of stress and a constant basis. Like, oh my God, you know, I don't sleep well, and I don't, you know, I'm constantly doing a lot of things that, you know, stresses me out. And so we see this happen in a constant basis, and more than anything, I'd like to be the person that guides you to something a little bit different, to say, hey, listen, there's a video, this doctor who just publicize and talk about fasting and talk about why you need to be able to stay away from too much sugars, and why you need to be able to try to make sure that you're simplify your life more than anything, trying to simplify the year, trying to simplify the things that I think that is very necessary for anybody to, you know, not to stress more than what you are already. I mean, your levels of stress are difficult. They can implement, or they can trigger so many things. Like one of the things I learned is, like, you can have a neck pain because it's triggered of the stress levels, right? And you can have yourself, you know, consistently trying to figure out why you have joint pains, and why you're feeling constantly bloated, and why you're feeling that way, because you're letting the body, you know, dictate. I mean, one of the things we tend to do is to dictate to some kind of rhythm that we don't need. We kind of sort of find we go off beyond the natural clock that we have in a daily basis. Our natural clock is that the moment we wake up, our bodies is re-engaging, utilizing all that energy that we have stored in our bodies. Think about it, you know, you have eat, you have feast, and so your body is re-engaging again, utilizing all this energy. And so imagine, you know, the first thing in the morning, you want to have a shake, and you want to have all this food in the beginning of the day, and so you're stressing that body already as it is from the inside out, the beginning of your day. And that's what things I did. This is what I was doing every single day, working really hard. Beginning of the day, I was training so hard, and the first thing in the morning I was like big breakfast. I was having a shake, and I wanted to, like, you know, like literally eat the whole refrigerator, because I was like, I need this, and I need that, and I need this, and I might want to make sure that I have enough of this protein, and I have to make sure I have enough snacks all through the day. And that's what was my mindset. So caught up into this whole kind of like, you need to do this because you're working so hard, you're pushing your body so hard. Yes, I get it. You need to push the body hard, the mindset, more than anything, the mindset hard, to be able to accommodate the things that are going to, in the long term, be able to manage the stress. But the body can do so much of it from the inside out. And so that's why when I started doing intermittent fasting, and I start utilizing all these protocols and which one works best for me, it took me a while. It takes a while because you're depending on your lifestyle, depending on the levels of, I will say, the levels of stress that you get on a constant basis. You are trying to figure it out what works best for you. Most people, you know, have found out that most people tend to eat the beginning of the day, but they finish by 12 o'clock, latest 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They're done eating and they don't want to eat anymore, which is, I think, is a great strategy for some people that they cannot let go of the breakfast thing. But one of the things that is very, very important is get a workout early, because you definitely don't want to work out with a full stomach or anything like that. For instance, I have done it plenty of times where I was feeling sick because I have too much in my system at the beginning of the day. So is it recommended that you should be working out in an empty stomach? Yes, I personally do think that working out in an empty stomach is the best. Now, you definitely, hydration is key, is necessary. Having a black coffee or green tea to get it started. Make sure to pull some Himalayan sea salt into your water. And so that is going to change. It's going to change completely the way your body is taking in, hydration, and how is it going to make in the long term, how much is going to make a difference in your body. So one of the things that I want to talk about for this year, I think the most important thing in this year is about, a consistency and making sure that you have the enjoyment of celebrating. One thing is family, friends, people that you can be able to surround yourself that bring you the energy that you need, and the consistency of making sure that you are being connected, and the level of the mindset is necessary. Connect your energy vibrations and everything that you can possibly connect to in sync your body, mind-body connection. And you're gonna find yourself, when you're fasting, you giving the body a break. When you're fasting, you're not consuming anything but to make sure that you are in sync. So I'm going to have a 72-hour coming up, 72-hour in another 2 weeks or so, and I wanted to be able to kind of sort of like jumping into this year where we go once a month, we're going to do 72 hours. Once a month, we're going to do 72 hours. And I wanted to be able to start this year just announcing this, so that way it's out there. And once a month, I have the Fasted Human group on the Life Omeg application, which a lot of people probably are utilizing. Life Omeg is an application for fasting. I'm gonna utilize that so you can track for me, it's one of the best apps right now that I utilize, that not necessarily I'm trying to, I don't get paid or endorsed by them, but I just utilize it because I think it's a really unique application to continue tracking your fasting protocols. So I wanted to remind you that Fasted Human is, you're a fasted human if you're fasting. You're a fasted human if you taking care of your mental health. You're a fasted human if you're exercising. You're a fasted human if you think about the most important things in your life, like healing the body from the inside out, healing the body, creating these energy, great vibrations. I just thinking about so many things that I'm so grateful and thankful for this brand new year, that we can create. We can create so many good things, despite of what's going on, and so I want to tell you that you are in control. You are consistently in control of your life, and I can tell you, it has made a difference in my life by just making sure that I am finding the best times to just kind of sort of like, hey, let go what happened yesterday, focus on what's today. Today is a brand new day. Today is a day where you can be able to make the most out of your life. You can definitely engage more into exercise, because you letting the body be a unique machine, a unique entity of creating the best version of yourself. And believe me, I have come to understand and learn so much about intermittent fasting, new research about fasting, and how much this can change your life, because you are in control. You can control what time you eat, you control what time you stop eating, you control definitely on your sleeping patterns. You need to make sure you get a well-rested body, and consistency is everything. And I can tell you, as a person who used to be obese and overweight and lethargic, I think that the most important thing is be able to share this journey, continue sharing this journey. I'm 45 years old now. I know a lot of people say, you don't look 45, but yes, I am 45 years old, and I'm trying to make sure that to live longer, fulfilling life, and hopefully, I'll be able to connect with you and be able to tell me your whole personal journey in regards of intermittent fasting, and so much. I can wait to share you before and after, share that you have made a difference. You're a faster human because you want to be the best version of yourself. With that said, guys, Happy New Year. God bless you, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe here on YouTube. And at the same time, don't forget to be able to give me, I would mean the world to me if you can be able to give your review on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and so Spotify, you name it. So it will mean the world to me if you can do that for me. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. Take care.